I don't think it's any way in the world. I don't think they get to 10 wins, to be honest.
So you think they fall off this year?
I think they fall off this year. I really do.
Why would you think that?
Money Pots.
Hey guys, this is your favorite neighborhood gambler, Moss Money. Thanks for clicking on my video. If you're into gambling, if you're into winning money at gambling, hell, if you love talking Eagles, this is the channel and the videos for you. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tell a friend to tell a friend, and enjoy the shows. Start with a really interesting division, and that's the NFC North. Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions, Green Bay Packers, and the Minnesota Vikings. Let's start off with the hype train and the Chicago Bears. Finished last season, believe they were, what were they, 5-12 or something like that?
Something like that.
Let me double check that. Make sure I'm right on my. Yeah, right. 5-12. Started off hot, 4-2, and then lost everything under the sun. Everything just blew up from there. But they got rid of Allen. Allen's left. Trying to think. Colston Loveland and Luther Burden, big draft picks. They had three second-round draft picks. So they definitely, from a roster standpoint, got better. Williams, Ben Johnson now comes over from Detroit as the head coach. DeAndre Smith, more. They got some names and some players that can play defense. Some good names: T.J. Edwards, Montez Sweat, Jalen Johnson, Kevin Bird, et cetera, for my Chicago Bear fans and my Chicago faithful out there. The Bears. Over and under, bro. What you think? Thinking like 8.5. That's what that number.
Probably like 7 something.
Close. We was close. I said 8.5. You said 7.5. The number is actually a little bit under 7.5. I don't know what to think about the Bears. I mean, I think Ben Johnson comes in, obviously with the big pedigree coming from Detroit, that he's a guru and he can unlock Caleb Williams and make this offense go because it's got a lot of firepower. But I just don't know, man. I don't, looking at the schedule, I don't know if I see 8 wins on the schedule. It's pretty tough. Well, not that tough. They start off with 2 division opponents. They got Minnesota at Detroit, home for Dallas, at Raiders, at Washington. This is a tough stretch after they have an early bye, week 5 bye, then at Washington, home for New Orleans, at Baltimore, at Cincy. And then another tough stretch at Minnesota, home for Pittsburgh, at Philly, at Green Bay, home for Cleveland, at home from Green Bay, at San Fran, and then home for Detroit. So their last 5 games, they have 3 divisional games to end out the season, and it's going to be some cold weather games as well. I don't know, man. What you think about this total? We touching this. We moving on. Talk to me about the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit time for Ben Johnson to get this team rolling. You got your quarterback, Caleb Williams. But to be honest with you, I think he has a lot of talent. I don't know where he is and how he's going to fit in the NFL. Doesn't look good for me.
How is
they address
that
NFL?
You say?
Yeah, I mean, until they address that O-line, I think that was the biggest adjustment for him is him getting rushed. Right, he had the weapons around him as far as offensively. The O-line was really, really bad.
Was he the most sacked quarterback? Was it him and McDaniels or something like that?
McDaniels or Daniels from Washington?
I think so.
I don't know who was the most sacked. I can't lie to you. I feel like Carson. I'm going to say Carson Palmer. That's how old I went to.
Oh wow!
I feel like Joe Burrow was up there too, with getting sacked, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it and looking at my notes, new coach, staff overhaul. That's including a defensive coordinator, right? Defensive. Was it Dennis Allen? that's there now. Offense
Is
coordinator
he?
DeClain Doyle, right? So you got a lot of you got a lot of coaching changes there. So I don't 7.5 seems about right off of just pure talent. And then with the coaching there, but I don't see no more than that. I mean, the Packers going to be better, right? Um, people are sleeping on Minnesota because of the quarterback situation, but I think they'll be solid too. And then you go into their schedule is not easy. So, and they got to come to Philly, so you can catch that as an L already. You know what I'm saying? So, I think 7.5 is about right. I would probably look at the under. I know I feel like people are getting hype on the Chicago Bears, but I don't really trust Caleb at the moment. I got to see what he looks like under Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what this team looks like under Ben Johnson, and I'm assuming Ben Johnson's going to have his hands in the offensive film room and the quarterback room. So it'll be interesting how this team looks. This is a no bet for me as well.
Yeah,
Um, I
right.
I just I just don't have enough information or enough feel about the Chicago Bears
And
to
really,
make.
because they're young, right? They're just young. They got young quarterback. I mean, shout out to Tyson Baggett. Didn't he just get paid today? I think he got
Did he?
a 2-year extension for 10 million. For a backup making 5 million a year. That's pretty good money. Salute to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's solid, especially when they did the what was the HBO Hard Knocks last year. You can kind of really see the kind of person he is, the hard work he puts in as being a backup quarterback. Hopefully, he has a long career as a backup. But they're just young at the positions. Roman Duze, DJ Moore, obviously he's the vet of that crew. Colston Loveland, those are your tight ends and skill positions. Defensive wise, I think they'll make some noise a little bit, keep them in ball games. But I just don't know what we're going to see offensively. What they didn't pick up? What Luther Burden out of
Yeah, it was Luther
Missouri,
Burden from the Missouri.
right? I haven't heard nothing yet from him or
Yeah,
anything out of camp
him
from
and
him.
Loveland. They added him. They just added more to the offense.
Yep,
The
yep,
first three picks were offensive picks. It was
yep.
Loveland, Burden,
They're just
and
young. They're just young.
yeah.
So 7.5, I think is perfect. I would go under because of the youth. I think a long season is going to get to them, just like it got to them last year, and they might be maybe 2 to 3 years away from playoff contention once Ben Johnson gets his offense together. My opinion. I have nothing. I'm not looking for them to make any type of noise this season.
All right. Speaking of Ben Johnson, let's go to his former team, the Detroit Lions. A lot of people's darlings, including B. Humble's darling and the Detroit that drop. Lions. Well, guess what? They not roaring this year. I don't know where they're going to sit. I don't think. I mean, the offense should be legit. I'm not sure if they win 11 games though. I'm not sure if they win 11 games, bro. They start off pretty tough schedule. Listen to the schedule: at Green Bay, home for the Bears; at Ravens, home for Browns; at Cincy; at the Chiefs, home for the Bucks; home for the Vikings; at Commanders; at Philly, and then home for the Giants, and then home for Green Bay, home for the Cowboys, at LA, home for Steelers, and then they round out the NFC North with the Vikings and the Bears, respectively. I absolutely love the under in this one. I don't think it's any way in the world. I don't think they get to 10 wins, to be honest.
So you think they fall off this year?
I think they fall off this year. I really do.
Why would you think that?
Because did you just see that schedule I just read out? That
But they're
schedule
but
is
they're the dog.
wow.
They're the ones that are barking. Those are the Detroit.
And not even that, they lost both their coordinators. Like you got two new coordinators coming in. You think you just gonna find the magic again?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, bruh. They didn't really. I mean, they added some defensive pieces. DJ Reed came over, in a free agent move. They got Derek Barnes, I think was re-signed. Marcus Davenport. So they got some guys that they brung back, but I mean, offensively they really didn't need much to add, and you just gotta hope that offensively they stay where they're at. Goff has another great year, and Gibbs really starts to ascend as an elite running back which I think he is. Amon St. Brown, Jameson Williams takes another step, Laporta, and then you got to hope Hutchinson comes back and is the Hutchinson of what we saw in the beginning of last year, where he was really looking like the defensive player of the year. So with all that being said, though, dogs on that team, you lost dogs on that front office too. Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, gone. So for me, I'll be adding this to one of my bets. I'm going under 8.5. I'm getting a little
under 8.5.
I don't, bro. Let's run
Okay,
through it.
hold on. Time out.
Let's run through it.
Time out.
Let's
All right.
let's run through it. Let's run through it like it's a college night, dog.
Yeah. Well. Let's give respect to the team, right? I know you putting a lot of weight on the coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all you're doing, though. That's all you're doing is putting all. You're saying the coaching is accumulating what, 6 wins, 5 wins?
No, I'm the coaching and the schedule. I think the schedule is really tough.
The schedule's tough, but their offense is elite. Like, they have an elite offense.
They're facing a lot of elite teams,
and their defense is healthy now. Don't forget they were down 11 starting players on their defense last year, and they won 15 games.
No, they won 15 yet.
Were they like 15-2? Am I wrong? Am I tripping? Let me know if I'm tripping.
No, you were all right. They weren't 15-2.
They went 15-2 and were down 11 starters on defense. 11. That's the starting defense, and they went 15-2. Now all them players are back for the most part.
So are you?
And then you have a potent offense that hasn't changed. Literally one of the best running backs in the league, and Jahmyr Gibbs. Shout out to any fantasy owners. Please make sure you can't get that guy.
Yeah, for fact.
He's going to be a beast.
Speaking of, you any fantasy teams?
Just my same normal fantasy group.
I'm about to say I need to get in a fantasy team.
Yeah, it's just the same group I got. I'll see. We got to open. I doubt we did though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how to be tight.
No, I feel you.
Be tight. But I do know that I got an expensive league that might be open if you want to spend some money. But
all right,
it's a little too much for me myself, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But back to the Lions. I don't see that much of a drop off, to tell you the truth. I think the line is set there because they think they're going to be still potent, even with this. Like, the line is set with this schedule, right? The line is set at 11.5 wins.
The line is actually at 10.5.
10.5 wins, right? 10.5. Sorry, 10.5 wins. I can see them over 10.5 wins. I mean, but we can run through the schedule. We can.
Yeah, let's run. All right. So let me see here. So let's run through the schedule. It'll be easier. Just tell me win or loss. Season opener at Green Bay.
Season opener at Green Bay. See, I'm just not a Green Bay guy. We're gonna go to Green Bay next, right? I'm going Detroit. They always start off hot. They always start off hot.
Home for Chicago.
Win. That's 2-0.
At Baltimore.
Loss.
Home for Cleveland.
Circle that with a W. That's 3-1.
At Cincy.
Win. 4-1.
At Baltimore.
I thought they were at Baltimore before.
I'm sorry, at KC. At KC. I'm sorry.
That's a good one. Let's come back to that.
Home for Tampa. Monday night.
And they home. That's a win for me. That's a win.
Bye. At Minnesota.
That's going to be a tough division game. We can come back to the division.
I'm sorry. Home for Minnesota. Home for Minnesota.
Still, it's tough. It's tough. Let's come back to that one.
All right. At Washington.
I think that's their loss.
At Philly.
Loss.
Home for the Giants.
Win.
Home for Green Bay.
That's a fight. Come back to
that. Home for Dallas.
Win.
At Rams.
Win.
Home for Pittsburgh.
Win.
At Vikings.
Come back.
At Chicago. You didn't said about 7 comebacks now.
Win. Where am I at, though?
You said so you have losses at Baltimore. You have losses at KC.
No, I didn't say KC yet.
Oh, you didn't say KC, no.
Mm-mm.
You said
I should have been counting.
Philly. Did you say at Washington loss?
I said loss to Washington.
Yeah, so that's 4 losses. And then you have fights were
KC.
KC. I think you said fight at Tampa, fight at Minnesota, and one of the Green Bays were a fight, and then the other fight was Minnesota.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Um, I'm still feeling over 10 wins there though.
So for me, I don't think at Green Bay's a guaranteed win.
The at Green. Oh, you mean opening?
The
Opening
opener,
game?
yeah.
Yeah,
I give you Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I give you Baltimore loss. We'll probably be on the same page with that. I'm not sure about home for Cleveland. More than likely, I give them the win.
You're not sure
Cleveland,
about home
Cleveland's
against
defense is good,
Cleveland?
bro. Like, don't sleep on Cleveland's defense is good. It ain't gonna be a cakewalk.
Home at Cleveland
Home at Cleveland, but I give you the win.
with Joe Flacco playing quarterback.
Yo, Joe can throw for 400 something yards. Like,
Okay,
let's not
Not
sleep
against
on
that-
Joe
not
being
against-
able to
not
throw the
against-
ball.
not against that defense.
All right, at Cincy, you said win. I agree with their defense is trash. They should be able to put a lot of points up over on
Mhm.
that game for sure.
And what's that over gonna be like 60?
No, at KC is a loss to me. Home
Okay.
for Tampa is a 50-50 game. Off a bye. I actually like them to beat Minnesota at home, but I got lost at Washington. I got lost at Philly. I got they beat the Giants. I got a loss at Green Bay, home for Green Bay. They're gonna split. Actually, no.
I was gonna say, even they're gonna split.
They're
Even
gonna
if they
split Green Bay.
split Green Bay, you're still not gonna find for you. You're not finding 8 losses.
What are you talking about? So Green Bay lost, Baltimore lost, KC lost.
3,
I'll just say it, Tampa lost. That's
4.
4 right there.
Mm-hmm.
Washington lost.
5,
Eagles lost.
6.
6 lost. I think they lose to the Rams. I don't think that's a win.
Rams don't got a quarterback.
You don't think Stafford will play?
You just started practicing barely today.
This is December 14th.
Yeah, and he probably won't be available. That's what I'm saying. It's a back. Like he ain't available all off season. He goes all of a sudden be okay. By mid season, he ain't gonna be able to walk. I mean, if it's really that serious.
And then, at Minnesota, they probably split through the division. I mean, that's 8 losses right there.
Mm.
You give me the Rams.
Well, you go over. You go on. You're stretching. What's your plus? What's under 8.5?
I'm stretching it a little bit. I'm doing under
8.5. You
8.5.
get 2.5, 210.
210.
I wouldn't, but that's a lot of no faith in Detroit. Pretty much falling off a cliff.
Yeah. I think it's too much to overcome.
Okay.
To be honest.
I got over the 10.5.
Okay. All right. Green Bay Packers. Now, Green Bay felt like they needed to make some moves offensively. And I think their first 2 picks in the draft were Golden and who was the second guy? RC, no. It was it was the 3rd pick, Williams from TCU. Second pick was Belton. It was a offensive tackle. So my bad on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But their first 3 picks, they picked 2 receivers to bolster that receiver room.
Golden's nice. Golden looked good too.
Right. So Jordan Love, Jacobs, Jaden Reed, Golden, Romeo Dobbs, Tucker Kraft. Not bad. Not I'm not jumping out the chair because these receivers tend to get hurt. Christian Watson can't stay healthy for nothing. But they got some youth, they got some talent, and Golden maybe the best route runner coming out of the draft in this past draft.
Mm-hmm.
And their defense has always been solid, right? Van Ness, Gary, man the ends, Cooper in the middle. We'll see about the back end giving up Jair Alexander to the Baltimore Ravens. So we'll see what that actually looks for them. But I like what they did here. I like their team. I I think they're going to be better than they were last year for sure. Let's see what the number is. I'm saying like 8.5, probably
9.5, right?
9.5, 9, and that
Yeah,
makes sense
no,
to me.
yeah.
They look, the way they're constructed, the way they have great coaching, they have a solid team. Jacobs is coming off a Pro Bowl year, 15 touchdowns, almost 1,400 yards. You know, Love fell off a little bit, right? He
He
didn't
got
have,
hurt. He got hurt,
yeah,
right?
he got hurt. Didn't really have a really good year, So, but hopefully they're healthy, and I like the over here. I do. I think I can see them getting 10 wins and getting back to being on top of that division. Always late, man. It's always tough to play in Green Bay.
That is true.
Always tough to play Green Bay late. They have a great home base. They have a great home field advantage, and I think that'll play in their favor. And I think you'll see the Green Bay Packers make some noise and possibly be one of the better teams in the NFC.
And I agree with you. I'm just not a fan of the Green Bay Packers, but I think they're just one of those consistent organizations, especially over the past few years, that they're going to come to fight and that will be there at the end of the year dealing with the playoffs potentially, right? Whether they going to be knocking on the door, or they're going to be making a deep run potentially in the playoffs. So they are always a scary team. They're coached really, really well. Their defense is still pretty much stout up front on their front line. I mean, you have some X factors now. They done drafted Matthew Golden. That should give them some explosion offensively to help Jordan Love. Jordan Love's going to be healthy coming into the season. Got some good linebackers there on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, the only caveat will be them trying to win the division against Detroit. I think the NFC North will be a very difficult division because we don't really know about Minnesota and what they're going to be able to do. I think we know where Chicago is going to land, but Detroit can still be that big offensive threat and defensive prowess if they come in healthy like we think they at least like I think they're going to come in. So I put them number 2 in the division with the battle of potentially being number 1. So with the wins being 9.5, I will look at being over. Last year they had 11 wins, even with the injury to Love. I get them over 9.5 this year also.
Yeah, I agree. I think they hit this number, and then if we put a little parlay together once we're all done all the divisions, we might be able to track that back. They definitely get the 9 wins.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely get the 9 wins. What were they last year?
It was 11.
11 and
Mm-hmm.
6. Yeah, 11. They got to 11 and 6. Yeah, I think they're gonna be a lot better team than what people think for sure. And the last team in the division, which not really sure what they'll do or what they'll be, is the Minnesota Vikings. And excuse me, the JJ McCarthy era starts. I don't know, man. I'm not sure about this team. They have, you know, they have a better home field advantage than people think. I talk about this all the time. If you look at the Minnesota Vikings throughout their history in their last 5 years, even going back to Mike Zimmer, they always played people tough at home. They always have.
Mm-hmm.
Now they went 14-3 last year. I don't know if that's a mirage or not. Mine as well, because they didn't really do anything. But
Well, I mean,
what?
um, Sam Darnold played really, really well throughout the
No, he
year.
did. He
Yeah,
did.
throughout the year. Mm-hmm.
No, he did. He definitely did. Got rewarded for it too.
Sure did. He did.
So, but with the quarterback changing, hands now, and they did get some free agents in there. They got Hargrave, if you guys know that name, from Philadelphia Eagle, or
Mm-hmm.
ex defensive lineman. He was at San Fran. Another Eagle, Isaiah Rogers, is now over there. They got Brian Murphy Jr. They re-signed Aaron Jones and Harrison Smith. I'm trying to think who else moved on. They did lose some guys. They lost Cam Robinson, big offensive tackle, and they obviously lost their quarterback and Sam Donald as well. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think? 8.5.
What where that line would be?
Yeah, 8.5 sounds about right.
Yeah, about eight. Yeah, 8.5. The really question is JJ is JJ McCarthy, is he who they think he is,
Yep.
right?
Eight and a
Or
half.
was he hitting in that offense in Michigan with Jim Harbaugh? Then obviously we know the news with the Michigan Wolverines and them knowing the plays and scouting the plays, and that ultimately being confirmed that they were cheating. So it really comes down to who this quarterback is in JJ McCarthy. You guys put all your eggs in the basket. You're going to find out. You got the weapons offensively. You got arguably the best receiver in the game. Question is he going to be able to get the ball, right?
Yeah.
Does JJ have an arm to get the ball downfield? We always knew Sam Darnold had an arm that can throw the ball downfield. I don't know that about JJ McCarthy, to tell you the truth. So we'll see. If they rely heavier on the run, play action, I think they can be successful. I think their defense is stout. They're just a little old. A lot of aging vets on that defense. But they added Jordan Mason. Is it Jordan Mason? Yeah, Jordan Mason as a dual running back too that can help out Aaron Jones with that run game. And Jordan Mason, when he played for San Fran, he stepped in and was busting ass out there once Christian McCaffrey went down until he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they got some running game back there. But I think they're going to be I think they'll be the third best team in that division. I think they'll be better than Chicago, unless Chicago surprises everybody. But I would say maybe 8 wins, 8 to 9 wins.
That sounds about right. I don't expect too much of them. Like you said, they are getting older,
Mm-hmm.
older roster, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They just traded Phillips, the big defensive tackle, today. I think so. But a lot of their players are old.
And they just got a tough schedule. Like, you want to talk about a team, like now we're talking about scheduling, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk about a team that's going to have a tough, like JJ McCarthy is going to have to see Detroit, Green Bay, Philadelphia, Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? This ain't college, JJ. So for your young guy to come in and have to kind of face those things, I don't know, man. I'm only seeing middle of the pack. He may to get some wins against the teams they're supposed to win, but I think he's going to have some issues when he got to start playing these defenses that are ahead of him.
And not even that. I think I almost forgot. Isn't Addison out the first 3 games?
Yeah, he got suspended. Yep.
Yeah, Addison's out the first 3 games. So, it's going to be it already is the Jefferson show, but even more now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think.
And I think didn't Rondell Moore get hurt again too?
Did he? I don't know.
Rondell Moore got hurt again also. So
yeah, a lot. This is crazy. There's been a lot of injuries.
We got hit with the bug today too.
Yeah, for sure. All right, looking at the NFC North, I think. Let me just real quick look at the divisions. Just want to see. Can we find a bet for Green Bay? Yo, man, Green Bay at 2-1 is crazy to me, bro.
To win a division?
Yeah. That's so crazy. They should be closer. It should be like 180. 230.
Well, that's because you're down on Detroit. So if you're down on Detroit, then.
Well, Detroit, it's because Detroit was, like you said, 15-2 last year. So actually, maybe that's more telling that Detroit's not a lock.
They are a lock. They're plus 155. That's a lock. What you mean?
Bro, minus 135 is a lock. Minus 110, that shit is a lock.
I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Minus 155 is a lock.
No, that's a super lock.
270, right? Like
don't even touch that. No, you're right. But I think it comes down to what you think. You think it's about the offensive coordinators, the coaching situation.
Man, think the same way I'm thinking. There's some value on Green Bay, man. I'm finding a bet on Green Bay. I really like Green Bay to win the North.
Go ahead. If you're gonna do it, you probably should do it now.
Yeah, facts.
Because they're gonna play each other week 1. So once they do that,
yeah, right. We're gonna find out real quick.
Real quick.
I think that line is -1. Like it's just a coin flip.
Who wouldn't? Like, we don't know.